This molecule makes no sense. Hi, I'm David, and this is Minute Earth. And I recently got obsessed with the forever chemicals known as PFAS, or in slightly more nerdy scientific parlance, per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances. Their long bodies are packed with carbon-fluorine bonds, one of the strongest chemical bonds out there. These bonds act like a straitjacket, binding the molecule so tightly together that its atoms basically can't react with anything else. Not food, not dirt, not water. Over the last 70 years or so, we humans have put PFAS coatings on all sorts of products that we don't want to interact with other stuff. The most famous PFAS out there is the Teflon you can find in your non-stick pans, which our sister channel Minute Food, by the way, just released a whole video about here. But you can also find a variety of different PFAS molecules in stain-resistant carpets, floss, raincoats, firefighting foam, and more. But in recent years, researchers have found that these supposed miracle molecules can cause health problems like diabetes and cancer, which at first didn't make any sense to me. I mean, the problem with most harmful compounds is that they do want to react with other molecules, and those interactions cause problems. Lead, for instance, binds to enzymes, blocking their ability to bind to the stuff that they're supposed to. PFAS molecules, though, don't seem to want to interact with anything at all. So how could they be dangerous? Okay, so then I thought maybe they're more like CFCs, another problematic man-made molecule. CFC molecules are also generally unreactive, but under certain circumstances, like if they rise into the atmosphere and get hit by UV radiation, their chlorine atoms can break off and go on a rampage, breaking apart ozone molecules and causing holes in the ozone layer. But that isn't what's going on with PFAS molecules either. Basically nothing in our everyday environment, including UV rays, can break their super strong bonds. That's why you might hear PFAS molecules called forever chemicals. Under most conditions, they simply won't break down. Instead, one big problem with PFAS seems to be how similar they are to fatty acids, which are the molecules our bodies rely on to store energy and protect our organs. Certain types of PFAS and fatty acids are basically identical. It's just that instead of fluorines bound to their carbons, fatty acids have hydrogens. We don't totally understand how it all works, but when PFAS molecules are around, like in the food we eat or the water we drink, the carrier proteins in our blood that normally grab onto and distribute fatty acids often grab onto and distribute their PFAS doppelgangers instead. And those doppelgangers don't do the critical jobs that fatty acids do. In people that are around PFAS molecules a lot, like firefighters and people who manufacture PFAS products for a living or live near the factories, these doppelgangers can build up. And one theory is that if they take the place of too many fatty acids, the body can't properly store energy or protect its organs, which can lead to a host of health issues. There's some other stuff too. For example, there's evidence that just by being around in the body, PFAS molecules can confuse certain genetically controlled receptors, throwing off their ability to do things like regulate insulin production. I was super confused about how a molecule that doesn't react could actually be bad for us. But it turns out that if it's taking the place of a molecule that is supposed to do something, or even just hanging around in places that it shouldn't be, even a basically do-nothing molecule can cause harm. So what should you do about the stuff in your home that contains PFAS, like the Teflon pans you probably have in your kitchen? Well, over at Minute Food, Kate digs into just that question. So go watch that over at Minute Food, and while you're over there, make sure to subscribe so that you never miss any of their awesome videos about the science of food and cooking. They've already explained things like why microwaves are so weird and why it's really hard to make tasty chicken breasts. Coming soon, the science of double dipping. Don't miss a thing, head over to Minute Food now.